Views expressed in the videos are my observation, analysis of events, persons based on principles of astrology. It's not my intent to predict, forecast absolute outcomes, only suggest how they may unfold. Nothing is set in stone. I could be wrong, but often I'm right. My desire is not to promote fear, only inform about what we see unfolding. It is our wish to prepare our subscribers for events that could affect them, their family, their goals, and their future, to help to prepare for what you may already suspect is happening, and to send a warning shot across the bow and raise a flag of concern. Our goal is to help, not hinder, in these perilous times, to inspire and offer possible direction, and to reveal that a greater plan and purpose are behind all that is happening. Eventually, we will see a brighter day. If you would like to show your appreciation for our work on these videos or this channel, and also the Knowing Whispers channel, you can always click on the word thanks at the bottom of all the videos. Hello everybody, it's Robert Cosmar of the Astrology of Life YouTube channel and the 3 Substack newsletters. Knowing Whispers, Messages from the Universe, Trump and America, and also Ask the Astrologer. This is the second of a series of videos that I call Trump and Jeopardy, and it's got a subtitle of Parallels of Destiny. And what I'm going to do in these images here that I'm showing you is to show you a parallel that exists between events in Donald Trump's horoscope, basically beginning from now into the future, into 2025 actually, and also an event that will be occurring in the chart of the United States of America, which would represent the American people in general. There is a parallel here. And what this is implying is that either the events in the United States or the events in Trump in relationship to the United States are going to be coinciding one another. And this by far will be the most difficult period probably for Americans. The more aware a person is, the less the impact this will be. The more that a person understands how the universe functions, the less this can be. But these could be very, very tumultuous times in our country. Something really like going back to Vietnam when there were demonstrations and burning cities and stuff like this. That's a possibility. You know, it really all depends on how this election goes. And it's going to be, as I've mentioned many, many times, a very rocky situation beginning now on through till the election. And I made a comment today in the community section that I also worked today on a video that I want to do about Joe Biden and his presence at the Democratic National Convention on August the 18th through the 22nd, or the 19th through the 22nd. So that's got some interesting insights into it. And my hope is to give you some sense of comfort in the midst of all of the madness, because our emotions are going to be all over the place, beginning now into the election, and maybe even beyond the election, if it's contested, if it's a mess, if the Supreme Court tries to mess things up. I mean, there are so many things that can go wrong. And the effect, of course, emotionally on all of us is very tense and very dreadful. And I want to try to mitigate some of the dread as much as I can by giving you some hope, showing you what the astrology is implying, okay, as a possibility about what could be occurring in the future. This chart you're looking at right here, I showed you in the other video I did on Trump and parity. This is the October the 15th. I think it may even be a little bit before then, but it shows that Uranus, okay, has gone retrograde. It is now squaring again Trump's Mars, and also Mars here is getting ready to conjunct Trump's Saturn. And I talked about the fact that that could be an indication of a depletion of energy because of something that may happen. Also keep in mind that we are essentially 9 days away from when transiting Uranus actually exactly squares Trump's Mars. I suspect something could happen between now and then, even though the Mars that was transiting and squaring this Mars was kind of an indicator of the situation on the 13th of July. Keep in mind, we could still see something develop between now and actually the 29th. All right. Now, let's take a look at the parallel that I'm talking about. This is the parallel timeline of Donald Trump. And you can see that I've got these little wedges down here to give you an idea. Keep in mind the timeline. This was the event where hypothetically, supposedly, he was shot at. All right. Here is the October the 15th. This is when, okay, we're going to see Uranus go retrograde. And of course, you can see the line here that it takes. And then in May of 2025, it goes over the square of Mars again for the very last time. So these are the critical points, okay, in the fate, the karma, and the destiny of Donald Trump in relationship to wanting to get back into the presidency. All right. Now, when you go ahead and you take a look at the chart of the United States of America, okay, this is the chart of the United States of America, and these are the October the 15th transits, okay? There are some things here that are significant, okay, as I've been mentioning here. You see here that Uranus is squaring the moon, okay? You could technically say as well here, depending upon what time of day, all right, that this actually happens, that the moon is also squaring the fixed star Algol, which again would be an indication of a buildup of energy, all right? We also have up here, don't forget transiting Mars. Transiting Mars is only 5 degrees away on October the 15th from being opposing natal Pluto, okay? And about 7 degrees away from transiting Pluto. And of course, this all falls into November the 5th, the day of the election, 2024. Okay, now for the parallel that I've been talking about here. All right, we're going to go here to the graphic ephemeris, which is what I showed you a little bit ago. This is where the planets in the natal chart are here on the right. And then down below is the timeline. And then these lines are the transiting planets. Okay, now remember what I showed you about, okay, Uranus in the chart of Donald Trump. All right, we had July and we had October. All right, October squaring the moon in the natal chart of the United States of America. Okay, about the same time period that Donald Trump is dealing with another Uranus squaring Mars. Okay, and then I guess this is August, and then we go back here into, I believe it's September, all right, when it will go retrograde and square it again. Now, this Uranus squaring the Mars, this aspect is going to be the most emotionally difficult period for all of us in America and maybe in the world, because whatever the events are that manifest, okay, in regards to the country, regards to Donald Trump, how the election looks, what the situation is with Joe Biden, it is going to be a time of extreme vulnerability, okay? Extreme dread, extreme what the hell's going on type stuff. So you can expect that during this particular period of time, coinciding with Donald Trump's issues, that we could be in a situation where our faith, our feelings about America could drastically change, all right? So that emotionally, again, as I mentioned the word vulnerability, we feel more vulnerable than we have, maybe since the Vietnam War, when that period existed where there were a lot of towns that were being on fire, you know, Chicago, New York, and things like this. Chaos, teetering, okay, so to speak, on a very, very thin fence post, that type of thing. All right. Now, Uranus goes retrograde again, and then we see here May, right? This is the last time that Uranus will square the moon in the USA chart. And again, it's one of those situations where whatever was started here, okay, may find its conclusion in the event that happens right here at this time. And again, it's really anybody's guess. There's a lot of things that you could imply, and obviously here I'm implying that there is a parallel here between the situation of Donald Trump's issues with Uranus and also the situation in regards to the people of the United States of America, which is represented by the moon in the chart of the USA. So again, you know, you can think of words like trauma, vulnerability, emotional distress, emotionally chaotic, all of these things. And of course, you know, you see some of this building over the last month or so since the assassination attempt, if that's what it was, regarding Trump, is that the Democrats are in kind of panic mode. They're wanting to kick Joe Biden out. And personally, as I've tried to show on the channel, I think that no matter what it is, if Joe Biden can walk in on crutches and in a wheelchair, okay, and he's able to say something, that you may want to consider keeping him in that position, because it's not about physical appearances. All right, it's about karma and fate and destiny. Okay, Joe Biden has the best chance to beat Donald Trump when you look at it from the standpoint of the strength of the man's horoscope and the good fortune that he has shown over and over and over again, having to come back from so much. All right. Even though he's in his Saturn Dasa, which could have an impact upon how strong that is, I think that Joe Biden still is the best chance to put your money on, rather than to rely on somebody else. Okay, Kamala Harris's chart is okay, but it's not great. It's not Joe Biden's chart, and anybody else who comes in there, it's doubtful, no matter how much charm and how, you know, relieved people are, you know, in regards to having somebody else in there that's younger or prettier or whatever. That's got nothing to do with it. It's karma, fate, and destiny. What is to be will be. Okay, whether we like it or not. Okay, what is to be will be. And as I've said many times, or implied many times, all right, even though things emotionally do not look good right now for Joe Biden, when you look at the astrology, which does not lie, okay, is indicating some favorability on his side, even though Trump has this, you know, gloating period that he's going through right here. There's some unexpected things that are going to happen in August with Donald Trump. And I'll probably do a video on that too, and talk a little bit more about it. He has, in the middle of the month of August, he has his progressed Venus squaring his natal Saturn, and he also has transiting Saturn squaring Uranus within about 2 or 3 days. Okay, this is not a good progression to have. Okay, this could knock him down a few pegs, and we may see this whole thing, you know, turn out to be like a heavyweight fight, to where the champion is getting beat up like a Rocky Balboa movie, where he's getting beat up, looks like he's going to lose, and then all of a sudden he sneaks in an unexpected punch and knocks out the aggressor. So again, let's hope that that's the case. All right, so the parallels here are the timeline and the planet Uranus, which deals with revolution. It also deals with the unexpected. Okay, and again, for those of you that are aware and awake, you know from either being over on my Substack newsletters that being meditatively centered and focused is the most critical thing that you can do. All right, staying in touch with others, for example, that are aware and awake and that may be sharing insights and information. It's very, very important that you do that, because this may be, like I said, there may be periods of darkness in here, excuse me, that are very unsettling to us all. And you want to be able to have that support, okay? Because you just don't know, you know, we don't know how severe. You know, I've always said along the way, even though I was aware of the fact that things could get a little bit unsettling at times, like what we're looking at right here. The thing that I don't have any knowledge of at all is how severe, how far will the universe allow the darkness to appear before it accomplishes what it hopes to accomplish, which is a massive waking up of humanity. Okay, a realization that in spite of all the programming, in spite of all the ideas and beliefs you may carry with you about the purpose of life, we're about to come to a point to where the universe does a real good job of schooling us in what is really important in life. And hopefully the vast amount of humanity will be responding to that positively, so that we can make the necessary changes on all the levels. Okay, government, education, politics, that have to be made, because we are convinced the change has to happen. Okay, I hope that you enjoy this particular video. If you would like to, share it on the internet with others so they can take a look at it. And I will be doing a video on Elon Musk. That might be the next one. I'll be doing it on Trump's situation in August, and I'll be doing one on Biden at the convention, which is also August, I believe the 19th. So there's an interesting coincidence there. And I was kind of hoping, when I was thinking about this too, that, I wish that I could show you the enthusiasm that you get from astrology when you're comparing charts and you realize that something as complex and yet as simple as this is able to show you the relationship of things, people, places, like astrocartography. Because the effect that it has on you is that it shows you that nothing happens by chance, ever. There is no chance meetings. There are no chance relationships. There are no chance, choices for what it is you do for a living. Okay? They are all astrologically capable of being revealed or shown to you. To help you to realize something about life that really goes beyond time and space and logic and reasoning. All right, but it's something that you have to experience. And like I said, sometimes that's the frustration, is that what I see, what I have learned in my experience as an astrologer, isn't always easy to translate. Okay, because it requires a certain awareness of astrology to be able to see all the points connecting. Okay. All right. Again, as I mentioned earlier, keep in mind that my partner CJ and I have newsletters over on the platform Substack. Mine is called Knowing Whispers, Messages from the Universe. It's also another one called Trump in America, and the third one is called Ask the Astrologer. CJ has two newsletters. One's called CJ's World, and also CJ's Whispers of Awareness, where she shares her guided information she gets from her guide. So you can get a tremendous amount of comfort and strength from the information that she shares, and also from mine if you choose to take a look at mine. Okay, the 29th. Okay, oddly enough, the 29th, Saturday the 29th, the day when Uranus is going to square Trump's Mars again. I think that you're going to find out that could be an interesting day. It's going to be a day where I do the second live stream from 10 to 11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Okay, I'll be on YouTube, Twitter, and also Facebook, and discussing current events relative to Trump and also awakening. And I think that you'll find out that should be a very interesting live stream as well. And as I've said before, I'll do 2 live streams, and I've done them. We'll have done them in July, 2 in August, 2 in September, and then 4 in October. The 4 weekends of October, to try to keep everybody apprised of any changes that are going on, and that we need to discuss that type of thing. So keep that in mind. From the love of my life, CJ, my spiritual partner, my best friend, the love of my life. We do appreciate you, all of you, those of you that comment, that donate, okay, to the channel. It is appreciated, and we look forward to connecting with you on the live stream on the 29th. Thank you again, and I hope that you have a great weekend.